Welcome to the Impactful Entrepreneur Show with Adrienne Hill, a place for online business industry expertise and thought leadership, where you can build the skills, structure, and systems you need to thrive in business and have a lasting impact in your industry. Let's do this. So let's dig into exactly what the six-figure book-to-call social media funnel looks like. And guys, this is the exact funnel that I used to activate a part of my social media sales machine to earn six figures in only 6 months in business. Okay, so let's dive into the good stuff. So how many of you have heard the saying, it's a numbers game, right? When it comes to building an online business or building a business through social media, it's all a numbers game. Have you heard that before? Well, I have a slightly different saying, and it goes like this. It's a numbers game if you do it right. Right? There's a right way and a wrong way, but it's only a numbers game if you do it right. And today I'm going to show you some of the mistakes that you might be making and how to correct those and how to set up a successful book-to-call social media funnel and just how simple it can be. So, the truth is that simple social media funnels are the key to success. They do not have to be high tech. They do not have to be complicated, and they do not have to be expensive. You simply need to know the basic structure to set up. And once you set it up, it works like magic and it is super, super simple. And that's why it works for anyone, even network marketers. I almost think they have the toughest hurdle because not only does it have to work for them, it has to work for an entire downline of dozens or hundreds or even thousands of people. So it has to be simple, right? It has to be really simple. And so this is simple enough to work even for them. So let's dig into what that looks like. Now, a funnel, a lot of people don't really understand what is a funnel. Okay. A lot of people imagine some super high tech, expensive thing, but honestly, you guys, a funnel is simply a repeated number of exposures to information to drive someone to make a purchase. That's it. Any way that you're giving someone a repeated number of exposures to information is a funnel. Some can be more manual, where every single exposure point is you're doing yourself, you're manually doing it. But they can also be automated, right? But at the heart of it, regardless of whether it's manual or automated, at the heart of a funnel is super simple. It's just a repeated number of exposures that help someone to make a buying decision, okay? And on average, it takes the average person 6 to 12 exposures to information to be ready to buy. So do you want them to get those 6 to 12 exposures over 6 to 12 months, or maybe 6 to 12 days? Right? The faster they go through that exposure process, the faster they're able to make their buying decision, and the faster you can get a paying client or customer, right? It really is that simple. So now that we know it's just a repeated series of exposure points to information, we can start digging a little deeper. Each of those exposure points can be different, right? It can be anything from a social media post to downloading a PDF guide or a checklist. It could be a webinar. It could be looking at a web page. It could be having a conversation through a DM. It could be meeting with someone on Zoom. It can be anything, any exposure. And in theory, the best funnels have a variety of exposure types, right? You're exposed to information in a lot of different ways, but net, it's simply multiple exposures to information, right? Ideally, the best funnels automate as much of this process as possible so that it's mostly automated with maybe a few manual touch points mixed in. Okay. And so now that we've wrapped our head around what a funnel actually is, it's just a series of exposures. You may be realizing like, oh, I'm actually running a funnel already in my own business. I didn't even know it, right? Because no one had ever defined it this way before, but you probably are. You probably have you're probably trying, to expose your potential followers and your audience, people on social media, to information every day. And here's what I usually see with most people is that most people aren't really confident on what to say or how to say it on social. They're not necessarily good marketers yet. So they kind of guess, right? And it's okay if that's where you're starting out. You kind of guess on what to post. And if their marketing isn't good, if they don't yet understand effective marketing, people see that post where they were guessing on what to say and how to say it, and it raises resistance. And they think, I'm going to ignore that post, right? So if you're not getting any engagement on social media, chances are you're kind of guessing on what to say and it's not quite right. So people are ignoring you. Totally normal, right? So then what happens to most people is that they're like, well, maybe I just need to be interacting with people one-on-one. So but again, I don't know what to say really or how to say it. So I'm just going to use some copy and paste scripts that I got from someone, and I'm going to send out a bunch of messages, right? Because it's a numbers game. I just need to send out a whole bunch of prospecting messages. But if you don't have a good script, or you don't understand marketing or copywriting, and you don't really know what to say, and what you're sending isn't effective, people see those messages and they go, right, I'm going to ignore that message. Is this happening to you? Can you relate to this? This is what happens to the vast majority of people I talk to. So don't worry, you're not alone if you're feeling this way. Okay. And so then as the business owner, it gets really frustrating, right? You're like, God, I don't know what to say in my posts. I'm not sure what I'm saying wrong in these messages, but I know it's important to just get myself out there and keep going. So I'm just going to continue to guess on what to post. And I'm going to just try a variety of different copy paste scripts to send to people in messages. But at the end of the day, you go through all this work and nobody is buying. Does this sound like you? Does this sound like the current funnel that you're using? I would say 90% of the people I talk to, this is their funnel. And so I'm here to tell you, if this is your reality, you need a new funnel. Okay. And so that's why I put together this training for you today, because I want to show you what a simple social media funnel looks like that can actually get you some results. Okay. So let's break it down a little bit. Okay. For most people, like, let's take the most simple funnel ever, right? You put out some sort of content on social media. It could be a post. It could be a live video. It could be a reel. It could be a TikTok. It could be whatever, right? I'm just using this little icon to represent social media content, right? You put out content, and hopefully it's attraction marketing content. That's why I have that little, magnet in there. Hopefully you're attracting people with your content, but you put some sort of content out. And then for most people, you're sending a message to connect with anyone who's interested. And then eventually most people direct them to some sort of website and kind of hope that they get a sale, right? Or in another version, maybe you're simply making the post and relying entirely on prospecting messages. Or maybe in a different version, you're making a post, and that post itself has a link to a website that you're hoping people are going to go to the website and check it out and make a purchase, right? These are the funnels most people use. Okay, this is what I would call a basic sales funnel. Okay, basic sales funnel. Now, with this type of funnel, though, the success, meaning how many actual sales you get, how much revenue you're generating, relies entirely on high converting marketing and copywriting, right? You need to know how to market your offers. You need to know what to say, how to say it, and the exact copywriting that's actually going to convert. So if you've never heard of copywriting before, copywriting is a very specific version of marketing that is designed to convert to an actual sale. Okay. So the success of these types of funnels rely on the success of high converting marketing and copywriting. Okay. And if you're not an expert marketer, you're really going to struggle. Okay. And so if this is the type of funnel you're using, that's why I want to teach you a different way, a better way. Because even if you're an expert marketer, the best marketers out there only convert with this type of funnel at anywhere from 2 to 10%. Okay. If you're sharing content on social media and ultimately, driving towards some sort of web page or a conversation that can get them to a web page, 2 to 10% is the reality of what's normal. And this is for expert marketers, get 2 to 10%. So if you're not an expert, it's going to be less than that. Okay. This is normal. These are like industry standards. So when I say convert, what does that mean? A 2 to 10% conversion rate means that out of every 100 people who take a look at your offer, anywhere from 2 to 10 of them will purchase it. So if you're trying to earn a significant amount of money with your business, coaching, course creation, network marketing, affiliate marketing, whatever it may be, as you can see, if your conversion rates are only 2 to 10%, you're going to have to talk to and get your offer in front of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, right? That's why I said it's only a numbers game if you do it right. And if you're converting on that basic funnel structure, 2 to 10 out of every 100 people purchasing is very small. Okay, it's very small. So like I said, it's only a numbers game if you do it right. Okay, and if you're relying on that type of funnel, you're playing the numbers game, but you're probably going to lose. Okay. And that's why I want to show you a better way. So that's your basic sales funnel, right? Some sort of social media content may or may not include messages, and it drives towards a web page. Now I want to show you a different funnel. It's equally simple, right? But way more effective. And it starts exactly the same way. It starts with social media content, right? A lot of times it involves some DMs or some messages, but where it changes, where it gets different, is that instead of just directing them to a page, you invite them to book a call with you. You invite them to hop on the phone with you. And you actually meet them, whether it's on the phone or on Zoom. I personally like Zoom because you can actually see each other face to face. That is a different type of funnel. That's what I call a book to call funnel. You're asking them to book a call with you. And that phone call is now one of those exposure points, or that Zoom call, right? Very similar. It starts the same. It simply ends differently. Okay. And here's why a book to call is so powerful. If we look at that structure, that book to call funnel structure, instead of relying on expert marketing and copywriting to get the sale, it relies on connection and relationship building. It relies on whether or not the person that you're getting on the call with knows you, likes you, and trusts you, right? And when they first find your content, they may be a total stranger. But if your content speaks to them, and if you know what to say to them, once they hop on that call with you, it's so much easier to build know, like, trust when you're face to face, right? And so instead of converting at the 2 to 10%, it typically converts at anywhere from 10 to 80%. It's totally different. It's a much higher conversion rate. So a 10 to 80% conversion rate means that out of every 100 people you talk to, anywhere from 10 to 80 of them will make a purchase. That's a very high conversion rate compared to your basic sales funnel, right? And the 10 to 80, that's a big range. I totally get it. When you're new and you're learning what to do, you might be closer to 10. But as you do this more and more, and you get more and more experience under your belt, and you learn how to do this, you'll get closer and closer to that 80%. Imagine 80 out of every 100 people that you talk to purchasing your offer. It's totally different, isn't it? Right? Would you rather have 2 to 10 purchases or 10 to 80 purchases for every 100 people you talk to? I think this part's kind of obvious, but I just wanted to give you a clean comparison point. Clearly, everyone is going to want the 10 to 80 purchases, right? That's how you can build a thriving business. So let's break down exactly how to do that. So here's that basic structure I just showed you, that social media funnel, that book to call funnel, okay? And I made one tiny adjustment to this funnel, and it increased my conversions dramatically. I think for me personally, when I made this tiny change, I went from converting roughly, 40% up to about 75 to 80% with this one small change. Okay. So it starts the same. You share content on social media. It may or may not involve, some sort of DM messaging back and forth where you invite them to a call. And then it's just one tiny change. Instead of going right to the call, you send them an info document, right? Nothing crazy. Just one simple document that you ask them to review before your phone call. And it dramatically increases your conversions of how many clients or customers you get in those phone calls, right? So the magic to the 6-figure book to call funnel is this info document. So now let's break down, what is so magical about this document, right? And the thing I love about it, it's not high tech. It's not high tech at all. I mean, nothing in this funnel is very high tech. If you consider Zoom high tech, I guess, but everyone is so used to Zoom now, it's not really a big deal to hop on a Zoom call with someone. So if we take a closer look at this info document, what's in there, right? Well, there's a repeated number of exposures to information within a single document. And it all happens on autopilot because you create the document once and you can share it with hundreds or even thousands of people. You only had to take the time to create it once, but all those exposure points are automated now, right? So the first thing I recommend sharing is some success stories, right? Related to whatever it is you're trying to sell. You can share with them a webinar would be a great thing to include in this document, somewhere where they can just simply click and it'll pull up a webinar they can watch. You could share lots of results, examples of results people are getting with the product or service that you're talking about. You can directly address any objections that they might have, with a pre-recorded video or some information. You can address their objections. You can answer their frequently asked questions. All of these things are included in this one simple document. Okay. So as you can see, the document itself has multiple exposures to information. The document itself is a funnel, but it's super simple, right? Anyone can make this thing. You don't have to be techie at all to do this. And that's what I love about it. So the secret is this info document, right? You simply share some attraction marketing on social media. When people react to it going, oh my God, I love this. Tell me how, or show me how, or where do I get more information? You simply say, hey, like grab some time with me. I'll send you an info document and then I'll answer any questions on our call, right? And then you give them this info document. And the info document is all those repeated exposures all in one handy document. By the time they meet with you, they're basically ready to buy. And you get way more clients and customers out of the back end. It is so simple. Anyone can do this. Anyone in, coaches, course creators, network marketers, affiliate marketers, anyone can use this method. And it's so easy. So I'm going to show you literally the info document that I use and that I give my clients to use. So you can see some examples of like, what do those repeated exposures of information look like? Like, what does this document look like, right? So the first step, share a success story. Whatever it is that you're selling or sharing, right? Share a success story of what can happen when you do this, whatever this is, right? Whatever it is you're selling. So I share my own success story in mine. And then you move, if you don't have your own success story, don't worry. You can share other people's success stories. It doesn't have to be yours. I know a lot of people in network marketing are worried like, well, I haven't had success yet. Well, your upline probably has, right? Someone in your company has. Share their success stories, right? So you share a success story. Then you generally share, maybe it's a webinar or maybe it's some info videos. You can even include like an application if you want people to apply or fill out a survey or whatever you want, right? Usually a mix of like videos and surveys are great. Then show some examples of results people have gotten with your products or services or coaching program or whatever it is, right? Have real people talking about what their experience has been like. It can be really nice to show a mix of video as well as like screenshots from social media comments or testimonials, show them that real people are getting real results with your product or your service, right? And then include some additional information, whether it's videos or whether it's some more, maybe it's like a case study, right? Things that address common objections. Because then instead of you having to address the objections on the phone call, their objections are addressed by this document, and it takes a lot of the pressure off of you. Okay. And then, answer some frequently asked questions. A simple list like this, question, answer will do just fine, right? So you can see none of this is like crazy. Like you might have to film a video or two or find videos that other people have filmed and simply add them to your document. But really, that's all it takes, you guys. And so in this very simple 6-figure book to call funnel, the document does all the heavy lifting for you. And the document has many info sources all in one simple document. And we're not talking like a 12-page document. It's maybe like 3 or 4 pages tops, right? And so the thing I love about it, you can just create it on Canva. If you haven't heard of Canva, it's a web platform where you can create like free graphics and stuff. There's free plans on Canva. You don't even need the paid plan to make this thing. And then you simply either need to film some videos or find some videos that someone else has made talking about their results or their success or whatever, and simply add them to the document. Not high tech at all, right? You just need Canva and you need the ability to either film or find some videos that other people have made, and boom, you're done. Like literally not high tech, super simple to make. And then if you're wondering like, what about all the stuff that comes before and after that video or that document, right? The marketing on social media, knowing what to say in the messages, getting someone to book the call, hopping on the Zoom call with someone, right? All that's really left is knowing what to say and how to say it, right? If you know what to say and how to say it to get people to take a look at your offer and you have this simple info document, that's really all it takes. And so on the front end, when it comes to knowing what to say on social media to get people to book this call with you in the first place, that is simply that you just need to learn a little bit of marketing and a little bit of copywriting. It doesn't even need to be world class. It could be totally average and it can still work, right? All you really need to do is find someone who can teach you some basic marketing concepts, basic copywriting, and boom, that's all you need, right? You just need a formula to follow of what to say and how to say it. And then on the back end, when you're actually on the video call with someone, like I said, by the time they get to that call, they're pretty much ready to buy already. They know everything they need to know. They've had all those repeated exposures already to your information. All you really need to do is learn how to sell with a heart of service rather than being salesy, right? I offer simple, tiny trainings, $27, $37 trainings on all of these things. Okay. Like, this is not overly complicated stuff. It's pretty basic, actually. So it really just comes down to knowing what to say and how to say it, and having this document, and then using this funnel. The great news is many parts of this funnel can either be fully automated or semi-automated. Of course, the only part you can't automate is the video call itself. Of course, you want to get on and have a real conversation person to person there. But all the rest of it can either be semi-automated or fully automated, right? And once you make that info document once, you can use it hundreds or thousands of times. Now, this worked so well for me. I actually give all of my clients this entire funnel structure. I give them everything. I give them a template of the info document. I give them a template examples of what all these videos look like, so that they can simply create their own version that fits their business, right? So if you work with the right coach, like, there's no reason that you can't set this kind of thing up for yourself. And it works so well. So at this point, you might be thinking like, man, I really want to use a funnel like this, but I need help knowing what to say and how to say it, right? Totally get that. And you're probably thinking, well, I need help finding more people. Because if I'm going to convert a certain number of people out of every 100 people I talk to, I need like hundreds and hundreds of people. Like, where do I find these people? Are you wondering? Like, I don't have any followers, right? I don't have that many connections on social media. Like, where do I find them? Well, I have really good news for you. Okay. If you're realizing that this 6-figure book to call funnel is exactly what you need, and you just need help with these 2 areas, then I have a free gift for you. And this is going to help to break down exactly those 2 questions. So it is called the 6-figure business blueprint. And inside of this blueprint, I'm going to break down exactly what to say and how to say it to get more people coming to you, and where to find all of these people on social media, and how to create an irresistible attraction in your business. Now, I have 2 different versions of this. One is perfect for the coach or course creator, okay? And the other is perfect for the direct seller or network marketer. Now, if you're dabbling in both, which I understand happens, choose whichever one is your primary focus at this time, okay? And I'm going to help you to break down exactly how to implement this simple social media funnel into your business. Now, for the VIP ticket holders, I have something extra special. The Audience Explosion Toolkit is going to show you how to add 1,000 or more hot leads and prospects into your business over the course of a single week, without any paid ads and without any manual prospecting whatsoever. So imagine playing that numbers game that I taught you about today, with 1,000 hot and interested leads all showing up at once, and what that could do for your business if you had that much interest all showing up at once and you won that numbers game. So remember, only for VIP ticket holders. Enjoy, friends. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Impactful Entrepreneur Show. If you found amazing value here, like, subscribe, and leave us a review to help other people find the high value content that we share, and find us on social media so we can continue the conversation. See you in the next episode.